Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Network and to the newest installment of Making the Roster. Today we're trying the bandana on our heads and talking about Bandana Waddle Dee, the ever-loyal servant to King Dedede. Bandana Waddle Dee has been around much longer than you might think. Many people believe that he first donned his now famous bandana back in 2011's Kirby Return to Dreamland for the Wii. It was his first real playable appearance, but it was actually 1996's Kirby Superstar. A Waddle Dee wore the bandana for the very first time in the Megaton Punch minigame. From there, Bandana Waddle Dee played some small parts. In fact, except for Return to Dreamland, The Rainbow Curse, Battle Royale, and Star Allies, Bandana Waddle Dee really has played bit roles, throwing items to Kirby and whatnot. But in Return to Dreamland and this year's Star Allies, you can take full control of Bandana Waddle Dee. But many people argue why. He is basically a nameless single creature from a large array of the same species and has no way to be unique other than the bandana. Yeah, that's kind of a bad argument. Look at Yoshi's, Inklings, and even the villagers from Animal Crossing. So let's throw that argument out. Bandana Dee, at this point, has really proven himself to be amongst Kirby, Meta Knight, and King Dedede in Smash. This making the roster will be a little bit different because he is my first party character. So there is no question of can he make it in. Let's talk about why he should be in. Ironically, he'd be unique. Get it? Because most Waddle Dees look the same. Bad joke, sorry. Anyways, we don't really have a spear user in Smash. He could strike from a distance, making him hard to counter or grab. His basic B would be a simple spear thrust. Maybe if you hold the B button down, it will allow you to charge for a multi-spear thrust attack. His over B could be a spear throw, giving him more attacks for distance. His down B special could be a leg swipe that makes him cover a decent amount of space and knock an opponent upwards. His up special would be using his spear as a propeller and flying upwards for a short period, hurting anyone who'd come in its way. And of course, the final smash could go a few different ways, but I think the way I love the most would have him summon a giant ball of Waddle Dees that appear in Star Allies, and Bandana Waddle Dee jumps on the top and rolls across the stage, flattening and damaging all in its path. Let's also look at people saying Kirby has enough reps in Smash already. Just because you in particular might not like the Kirby games, which is fine if you don't, it doesn't mean the franchise in question is not important and popular with others. Kirby, especially in Japan it seems, is one of Nintendo's top franchises, and maybe many people don't see that, but the sheer amount of merchandising that pink little puffball gets in Japan is enough to know the franchise is much loved. Add to the fact that Bandana Dee has had merchandising, and at this point having a Kirby game without him would feel kind of weird and off. It would be like having a Mario game without Luigi, bad example. Like having a Donkey Kong game where you can't play as Donkey Kong. Oh, they had two of those. You know what I mean. He is part of the Kirby universe. He has to be there. Man, this is a short one. Normally going over if they can or cannot takes up a big chunk of time. Hey, let's try something new here. I went over why he is a good rep for Kirby and Smash. Why don't I go over reasons why I see he might not make it in Smash Ultimate? Just a little back and forth, I guess. Although important to the Kirby games recently, he's still a bit of a minor character. I mean, he sorta is the Toad of the Kirby universe. For a fourth player in Return to Dreamland, you have three well-known established characters, then a variant of a species that is highly populated in the world. Sounds pretty familiar. It is the same logic as not having Toad, really. I've had videos going over my top 10 fighters to come to Smash Ultimate and top 10 fighters not to come to Smash Ultimate, and Bandana Waddle Dee has been in neither. Check them out in the cards above, but there is a reason. Until more recently, I always heard and saw Bandana Waddle Dee as a fighter people wanted, but I would just shrugged. I have nothing against the little guy, but I see a lot of other fighters that could be taking that spot, honestly. I mean, nothing will take my number one spot of Geno. But for this video, I look deeper into the character. I look deeper into the community that wants him in Smash. This opened my eyes a bit for Bandana Waddle Dee. I saw people have the passion I have for Geno. Both are a bit of an underdog with chances to smash, I would say. And the best part, I really don't see much negativity from the pro Bandana Dee forces. Ever so small as he is, Bandana Waddle Dee is a part of Kirby. He is still an ally to the heroes of the stories. He is still very important to many gamers. Before this video, I didn't care if he made it in or not, but now, I think he deserves a spot to fight alongside his king. Show he has what it takes to stand out and prove he is not just another Waddle Dee in the crowd. Thank you for joining me here at the Nintendo Network for another Making the Roster. But what are your thoughts on Bandana Waddle Dee coming to Smash Ultimate? Let me know in the comments below. And let me know who you want to see in the next Making the Roster. If you like this, make sure to subscribe to us right here on YouTube. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think on my way back from Planet PopStar, I need to make a stop to Wayard. At least I think that's how it's pronounced. But if you know who I'm hinting at, you know what Wayard is. So, yeah. As you notice, I'm bad at pronouncing things.